Hi, my name is Benya, and I'm excited for this opportunity to apply for the KDE role at Remitly. From my conversation with Hava, it became apparent pretty quickly that Remitly is the kind of work environment where I can genuinely learn and also bring the skills that I've built up so far. I've always had a job since high school, and with that came a range of different experiences, and so I seriously appreciate organizations that care about their people and strive for a healthy work culture, which came through very clearly. I just wanted to showcase some of the tools that I've built with AI. I was a pretty early adopter of AI, having started using GPT-2 before it was even called that in late 22, early 23. And ever since, I've used the paid versions of ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. I get Gemini through my student discount. My most recent creation is this portfolio analysis tool I made for my last internship at Tower Capital. None of the data I'm showing you is sensitive. I just made them up for the sake of showing it to my boss. The point was, an analyst would insert their data from their pipeline into this tool and get two different visuals out of it to help them better understand what they were looking at. And so, for example, company A creates portable breast pumps, and according to the pipeline, after signing day, the tower would invest in them at year 4. Their investments would be locked until 3.3 years later at the 7.3 year mark. And then here's the portfolio cash flow analysis, and it just tells them a similar thing about when they'll get their investments back. I made a secondary tool for Tower. It was called the Tower Capital Research Tool, where it took company data from clinicaltrials.gov about which companies have registered to create medical devices, and it put them right in the pipeline. They loved it so much it's now an internal tool. This particular tool is live on my own webpage. Here's the URL, and I built it with Claude Code. My current hobby/project is called Esme. Esme is very similar to Turo. It's a peer-to-peer rentals app, except instead of renting cars, you'll be renting gear on here. So say skis, tents in the Pacific Northwest or Boulder, and then scuba gear and surfboards in Hawaii. And I've created a range of different PRDs using AI, so mostly Gemini, Claude, and also I did use ChatGPT for some ideation that essentially explain how it is that we're going to do all these things. I learned about PRDs in my summer internship at Maximal Learning, which I had an absolute blast, where I was a user research intern. I managed to impress the folks there enough to give me that role, where I did some research on their product, and I was like, okay, how can I improve this? And so I came up with the Maximal Learning language. Essentially, Max at its core was a chatbot where you could chat with, and also you could connect it with Canvas, Schoology, so that it would text you, be like, hey, Benya, you have an assignment due tomorrow. But I thought to myself, okay, if you don't connect it, it's really difficult and cumbersome to communicate with Max. And so I came up with this. And essentially, there were different commands that you could do to shorten your conversation with Max. And so I created this visual with AI, and I created heaps of PRDs, and I learned along the way on how to create good PRDs. And so that this is for my group project at Max. This is for my personal project. And I also, this is what it looked like on my final presentation. So as you can see, that there's a huge difference with like my proposed way, which is the shortcuts project, to communicate with Max. These two lines essentially tell the exact same thing to the chatbot. And in addition to all that, I also created different artifacts with Claude. And so here, this is what Max used to look like. You can either just put in a slash, or you can tap on this, and then you get your different options here. So you can add a calendar event. So at most test, and then it'll be for tomorrow. I think I'm a good fit because I'm builder focused and I bring familiarity with these AI models, and also wanting to learn what else I can do with them. I have availability to start on March 17th and can commit to 35 hours weekly. Thank you.